You ready?
You game?
What happens when two teams step onto the court and combine for one of the ugliest games in NBA history? Buckle up, because this isn't your typical highlight reel. It's a low-light parade of epic proportions. The Chicago Bulls and the Charlotte Hornets recently delivered a game so bad that fans couldn't stop talking. For all the wrong reasons. Let's break down how it all went so spectacularly wrong. To understand why this game was such a disaster, let's first set the stage. The Bulls, a team desperate to prove they could contend in the East, faced the Hornets, who were struggling to establish any sort of rhythm this season. Both teams had something to prove, and yet what we got was 48 minutes of chaos that left everyone, from the fans to the commentators, in stunned disbelief. Let's dive into the numbers, shall we? Between both teams, they managed to combine for an atrocious shooting percentage of just 35%. Three-point shooting, even worse, hovering around 20%. There were more bricks laid that night than at a construction site. Oh, and turnovers? A whopping 38 combined. At one point, it felt like neither team wanted to win. Now let's talk about the moments that had fans covering their eyes. Remember when Zach LaVine pulled up for a contested three, and it hit nothing but air? Or how about that play where the Hornets had a 3-on-1 fast break and somehow managed to turn it into a turnover? It wasn't just bad basketball, it was straight-up comedy. The reactions from fans and social media were brutal. Twitter exploded with memes and jokes about how this game belonged in the Basketball Hall of Shame. Some fans even joked that they should get a refund for watching this train wreck unfold. So how did it get this bad? For the Bulls, their offense has been stagnant, relying too heavily on isolation plays and failing to involve role players effectively. The Hornets, on the other hand, have struggled with injuries and a complete lack of defensive cohesion. When you put two dysfunctional teams on the same court, the results were bound to be ugly. But before we declare this the worst game ever, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Remember the infamous Pistons versus Pacers game in 2004, where neither team could crack 65 points? Or that 2011 Cavaliers game where they scored just 55 points? Bad games have always been part of NBA history, but this one might just take the cake in modern times. After the game, the players didn't hold back. Bulls star DeMar DeRozan called it embarrassing, while Hornets coach Steve Clifford admitted the team lacked focus. It's rare to hear professionals speak so candidly about their own performances, but even they couldn't sugarcoat what happened. So what's the takeaway from this disaster? For the Bulls, it's clear they need to find a more balanced offensive approach. For the Hornets, the priority has to be improving their defensive communication. Both teams have the talent to bounce back, but nights like this highlight how far they still have to go. While it's easy to criticize, let's not forget what makes the NBA special. Even on its worst nights, the league gives fans something to talk about. Whether it's an epic duel or a game like this that defies logic, the NBA never fails to entertain. The Bulls and Hornets may have given us one of the ugliest games in NBA history, but the story isn't over. Will they use this low point as motivation to turn their seasons around? Or will this game go down as a symbol of their struggles? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure, the next time these two teams face off, all eyes will be on them. Let's hope they give us something worth watching.